Today on Urban Upgrade, we have a big decision to make. We're selecting the universal remote for our home theater system. Now, a little later in this piece, I'll explain to you why we need a universal remote. But right now, Frankie from London Drugs is going to help me select the universal remote. Now, Frankie, you're preaching to the choir. I love the concept of universal remotes, but making a decision, there used to be just one or two, but now there's this bewildering assortment. How do I choose?
It would be based on your home theater setup at home. If you've got a fully enclosed cabinet, I'd go with the RF remotes.
Okay. Now, a fully enclosed cabinet, meaning that we can't use the infrared remote that most remotes are, because a lot of people now are putting all of their components in a cabinet that's closed for appearance sake, or even in a closet. So, but in our particular case, though, it's completely exposed. So we can use infrared with no trouble.
No problem then. The one I'd recommend is going with the Harmony one.
Okay, I thought it might be. Now, this is the flagship of Logitech's Harmony line. It's the most popular one, but why do we choose this one?
Why this one? It will suit all your purposes too, and also the buttons are really well laid out for all your major components. It also has a touch screen, so you can program different things on there.
Okay,
and also
that's a bit of a change, because some of them before had touch screens, some had buttons, but this one's got both, and it probably makes it a little less confusing because you're in the appropriate area for whatever you're doing.
Exactly.
Okay.
And also too, it has a recharging base too, so you don't have to change batteries. It's fully ready to go all the time.
So we're going to go with the Harmony one. The only thing left is for us to negotiate price.
Steve, we'll discuss that later.
Back in the condo now, getting ready to set up our Harmony One universal remote. Now, let me show you why we need a universal remote. Even though our home theater system is fairly modest as far as the number of components goes, it still requires 3 different remotes, and that's a problem. 3 remotes creates remote clutter. We have to use extra batteries, and we have to learn how to use all of the different remotes. That's where the biggest challenge lies. Not losing remotes, although that's certainly an issue, is you can't find the right remote for the right job. But a lot of times in a household, everybody doesn't master all of the remotes. So you have a lot of remote apprentices that have mastered a single remote but can't really change inputs and do all the things they have to do in order to be able to enjoy the full features of the entertainment system. Now, in some cases, you can take 2 remotes and combine them into one. For example, we have a Panasonic home theater in a box, and we have a Panasonic TV. They have something called VitaLink built into the Panasonic systems, which will allow us to marry these 2 remotes into a single remote. But we still have our digital PVR, our high-def tuner from Shaw, which is actually a Motorola box. So it's not going to work with those remotes at all. So we're going to need at least 2 remotes. It's too much. Think about what has to happen in order just to watch, just to go from watching TV and listening to music. First thing I have to do is I have to turn off my PVR because I want to save energy. Then I have to choose the right remote, and they both look the same, but I have to choose the one that's going to change my input from TV to my home theater system, and then I got to go over to my home theater system remote, and I have to choose my iPod, and then I have to start playing the iPod. I'm going through remotes like crazy, and I've got the skills to do it, but maybe everybody in the household doesn't. What we're going to do with our universal remote is we're going to create one button that does all of those processes. We're going to be showing you that in the next Urban Upgrade.